Aloha everyone, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, Psychic Business Mentor here, coming from the Big Island of Hawaii. How's everyone doing today? Or it's evening here, so you're just totally maybe ending your day, or you actually are about to go to bed. So I wanted to actually do this live stream to really help you to understand like 3D soul level blocks, because I think we know that we have them, but understanding the background about what that actually means and everything will really help you to know, if you do need this kind of help. So if you're just listening in, this is my Fame and Fortune daily show, and basically I talk about all the different things as to what would block you in terms of creating fame and fortune for yourself. And when I mean fame and fortune, I just mean being more visible, being more able to just show up, 100% yourself, and also create money, because money is just the end result of exactly your transformations that you're helping your clients with, or if you have products and services, also it's the same thing. So I see Johnny just jumped in and Nathan just jumped in. If you just jumped on in, totally say hello so I know you're listening in. This is a very, very interesting subject. So I'm gonna try to break it down as easily as I can so that you kind of understand how this all works. And why would you actually need to actually clear some of these kind of things. So the topic I'm going to talk about is what are the real karmic third dimensional soul level blocks that actually stop you from creating more fame and fortune. And also, what are the 3 benefits of actually removing them, and how that will actually improve your whole 7 generations of your family karma by just clearing it. Because normally we think, oh yeah, it's just something that you deal with your family, right? And it's just a pattern. But I can tell you, you have actually free will and choice to clear this. And how I do this is I do it in your Akashic records. So if you don't know what I do in terms of how I help my clients and everything, I'm a psychic business mindset mentor. So I basically actually help remove soul level blocks to help my clients to create more fame and fortune, align to their soul's design completely, and doing it in epic time. And up leveling you very easily by actually clearing this kind of soul level blocks in the background. Hi Robin and hi Carolyn, I see you guys just joined in. So totally say hi. Okay, so that's just the gist of what I do. And what I do is I actually read your divine soul blueprints, which is what your soul is at soul level. And that information I can get about your personal, your life, and your business, and help you to really get into soul alignment, because in order to be successful in anything in your business and your life, you need 4 things. You need 4 actual pillars. One is you need to be soul aligned, which is exactly what you are at soul level, and the energies that you are, and make sure that everything in your life and business is aligned to that. Second is you need business alignment. You need to have a business model, everything all set up that's aligned to the way you actually want to create your business. Third is you need to have the right mindset. And sometimes when we get into our, our business is our self-expression, our divine self-expression. So sometimes we don't have the mindset, right? To actually ask for money and to make the sale and all of that. And it's because you don't have the mindset in place to help you to process all the stuff as you up level and as you grow into what you actually are self-expressing. And the last thing is you need the strategy. You need to know how to set up your systems, your unique way that you're helping people, and set it up in a very systematic way. How are you launching all of your stuff? So if you don't have these 4 things, and especially if you don't have soul alignment, everything in your life will feel like you're trying, but nothing is working. You've got not enough people. becoming your clients, and then you're like kind of like scrounging around to be able to get enough clients to pay for your rent, that kind of stuff. So you really need to be sure, what are the 4 things am I missing? You know, like, do I need help with all 4? Do I need soul alignment? Do I really know how to actually align to my divine gifts? Do I actually need the strategy? Do I actually need mindset work on stuff? Do I need to know exactly my business model and the business alignment? And that's actually what I help all my clients do. I do all 4 things. I help you to know exactly soul alignment, so everything else all falls under that. Hi, Amy. Okay, so that's just my spiel of like why it's so important to know those 4 pillars. And then from that is actually what I do in order to help everybody get really, really in soul alignment. So they're just like showing up 100% their self. And that's really what I'm all about. I'm helping you to find the most simplest ways of how to like show up and like enjoy what you do 100%. So again, today's topic is about, about these karmic things. And when you are in soul alignment, like definitely you're going to feel like feeling good. But if you have like 5th and 4th and 3rd dimensional stuff that is really blocking you, meaning your divine soul blueprints, right? Like I said, like it's a cake. We have 10 dimensional aspects of our soul. And if the 5th, the 4th, and the 3rd has all of these kind of like misalignments, which are going to be karmic stuff, right? It's going to be past life stuff. It's going to be particular like cords or things that you're connected to particular people. That's the 4th dimensional aspect. Or if you've got 3rd dimensional stuff, which is actually literally in your DNA, in your body, that is the stuff that is so deep that you need somebody to clear that for you. And that's what I do in your Akashic records, okay? So I'm only going to talk about the 3D stuff. Because normally people don't have the ability to clear the 3D stuff. Usually when you see a psychic or you have somebody clear stuff for you, they only clear maybe the 4th dimension aspects, which is like your thoughts, your emotions, and your like try to up-level your consciousness, but they don't go into your Akashic records, which clears everything out all at once. But the 3D stuff is so necessary. And as long as you have those 3D stuff in your DNA, it like stops you from creating more fame and fortune, like automatically stops you, okay? So I'm just going to explain to you the 7 different 3D soul level blocks, okay? And I have to give you some frame of references so you just have an idea what I'm talking about. So the 2 major ones that actually eat up all your energy that people actually are maybe not aware of, but they actually think that is true, is you might have hungry ghosts or you might have viral entities that's attached to your physical body that makes you so heavy that doesn't allow you to actually take action. So what a hungry ghost would be like hungry ghosts and viral ghosts, they actually like go in your body. And for hungry ghosts, they actually go into the body, to specific parts of your body, and they eat up all your vital force energy. So every time when you get more energy, they come stronger and they eat it up more. Okay, so this is why we have autoimmune diseases and like really weird stuff that go on in our body that doesn't make any sense. It's because we have actually these kind of entities in our body. Okay. So the hungry ghosts, obviously, they go to specific parts of your body. And viral entities are like viruses. They go actually all over your body, and they actually eat up and take your vital force energy. So those are 2 major things. And if you ever heard of family members or people that say like they just don't have energy, they feel really tired all the time, a lot of times is they have these kind of entities, okay? And it's they didn't do that on purpose or anything. It's just some kind of karmic thing happened which actually allowed the attachment to them. And so it's been eating up vital force energy inside of them. So definitely removing this will allow more source energy to come through, okay? The 3rd one is genetic karma. So this one's very interesting. This one is like everyone has this for sure, okay? every time I check, everybody always has this genetic karma. So genetic karma is actually also incredibly common, and it's not necessarily like physical symptoms. You might feel this or you might associate with it, but it actually contributes to like you not being able to vibrationally up-level your frequency. And it causes you to attract experiences like that same vibrational quality. Okay, does that make sense? So like, let's say you inherited something in your physical DNA that was like passed on to your mother and your father, and the root of that karma was actually lies in lots of generations back. Yeah, but it remained unsolved in the physical DNA. So actually that same karma like replays over and over in your whole entire family line. So what happens is people pick up these kind of traits, like attitudes about life, about money, at even like at every emotional level. Like they would have like so much issues about these beliefs and these perspectives. And what happens is you attract the same kind of beliefs and all this kind of stuff, like with everybody you get in contact with. Does that make sense? Hi, Cynthia. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm talking about interesting stuff. Like I really am about educating you so you know what this all is, because it will feel like it doesn't make any sense. This is what 3D blocks feels like. They're dimensional blocks, which is stuff like from your physical body and DNA. It doesn't make any sense. Crystal Bell said, love the info. Yeah, I'm just getting started, okay? Okay, so this is what happens is you create the same kind of like you attract the same kind of experiences, like mirroring that exact experience regardless of what action that you've taken before. You're going to keep getting the same kind of people, the same kind of like belief systems like pop up over and over again. And then what happens is you like lower your frequency. It's really genetic. It's really actually genetic karma. And it goes on and on and on like this, generation after generation. And then like your family talks about the same kind of like money issues, talk about the same kind of beliefs, like why we gotta sacrifice ourselves and all that kind of stuff, right? Hi, Shima. Aloha. Okay, so that's that's the third one, the genetic karma. I have my little notes here on the side, so that's why I'm looking to the side to remember all this stuff. And then, so the fourth one is ancestral vows. Hi, Nathan. So ancestral vows is actually, it's like genetic karma, okay? But the difference is it's actually inherited by the energy of a vow that someone in your family made that became part of the physical DNA of the rest of your family line. Okay, so like let's say your great grandmother made the vow that she will forever like sacrifice herself for her husband and her children, and then it shows up in the same thing over and over again with your grandmother, your current grandmother, with your mother, and then with you kind of feel like that too, like, oh my god, I gotta sacrifice myself all the time for my family. And you don't know where it comes from, but it's just like this weird feeling inside, like really unrest. That is like ancestral vows. Vows is actually heartfelt, emotional things that usually comes with a ritual or something that you did, or it's something of initiation maybe. And then what happens is you recreate that kind of vow in all the other aspects of your life. So it's actually like 6 different vows. There's like vows of chastity, vows of oh gosh, like anyway, there's 6. It wouldn't take me forever to explain them, but these kind of vows are like that. Like for example, the sacrifice, poverty, chastity, like being silent, like those kind of things. Those are vows. Okay, but this I'm talking about is actually coming from your genetic DNA, from your actual family line. Okay, so obviously you end up feeling really weird in your current relationships, and then you repeat that same kind of vows. You actually start making vows with your husband about that too, something like that. Then the fifth kind is the negative unconscious pattern. So what this is really like unconscious. This is actually like unconscious patterns that you actually reside in your third dimension, your fourth dimension aspect. And it's actually patterns that you had, that was created in this present life from like your mother when you're in the womb. Or if you have like certain caregivers or like your grandmother or whatever took care of you, whatever. These are actually like negative beliefs or patterns that was so subconscious, and you actually recreate and attract the same kind of negative beliefs, negative feelings about this kind of stuff. And it goes on and on and on like this, right? So it's really like it's like memories that become trapped in your actual body too, because you only remember, like I say, your mom had I don't know, like a really traumatic experience when you're being born in the womb, where she was beaten up, or like, I mean, I'm just talking about like something that could be really stopping you from maybe having an amazing relationship with your partner now. That's what happens, is it's so like ingrained in your body, so you only remember that, and then you recreate the same kind of relationship that makes you have all these unconscious stuff like show up over and over again, okay? And then the sixth one are like archetypal blocks. So this is actually where do you know what archetypes is? Everybody know what that is? It's like everybody knows what archetypes are. Like, let's say, like, what is a hero? What is a teacher? What is a knight? What is a storyteller? What is a witch? Like, we all know what archetypes are. We just actually know them. And it's actually ingrained in all of our DNA to actually know this information. And it should be there, actually. But sometimes you might have like an experience in a past life where maybe you use that thing in the wrong way. So like, let's say you had the archetypal block of a storyteller. And then like, you actually literally cannot remember what is the archetype of like being a storyteller. So then what happens is, when you actually try to tell your story or tell your message and stuff like that, like it feels weird, like you don't know what that feels like, right? Same thing like if it's victim. We all know what a victim is, but someone that has that kind of block, maybe actually they don't even know what that is, like being a victim. So they create more victim like situations like that. Shima says, wow, maybe that's why we become like our mothers. So yeah, that's kind of, yeah, that's true. That's why you feel like you become like your you're like your mother's, is because it's actually genetic karma, right? Like it's like passing on to generations. Carolyn says, me neither, unless it is like the Carolyn Miss sort of archetypes. Oh yeah, like this is what I'm talking about, is Carolyn Miss, like her archetypes like that. Sometimes like you just don't have access to it. You don't even know what that feels like. So then what happens is you create more situations like let's say like the hero, like you don't even know what hero is. So you're always looking for like somebody to help you to be your hero. You know what I mean? Oh my God, you're making so much sense, girl. Thanks, Shima. Yeah, I'm really talking about 3D stuff. Like this is like stuff that's so unconscious in your DNA, and it's super karmic. And then if you don't know what this is, like it would just feel like over and over again this stuff is happening. The other thing is sometimes you need like an energy transfer, which means like, that's the seventh one, is you need, like your vibration has been so low where like, let's say like you don't make any money, you're having really hard time making money and you're doing your purpose. And sometimes like you just need an extra energy boost to actually, for you to remember what is it like to actually create money. So then what I would need to do is I would actually need to like jump you up like battery and then actually help to remember how is it like to get into a frequency where instead of actually only, let's say like only making 5K, you can't even remember what the heck how to make 5K, even though you've done it before, because you've been so disempowered and so much like situations where you can't remember what it's like to make 5K. Then I would actually to help you, to jumpstart you to actually remember what that feels like. Carolyn says, really cool. Yeah, this is really cool. I told you this is interesting, right? Okay, so those are like the 7 kinds of soul level blocks that I'm looking up whenever I look in your Akashic records, because if you have any of these things, what happens is everything in your life and business, especially your life, like your relationships and the stuff that like your family is like doing to each other, is so dramatic. Like a lot of drama happening over and over again. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, why the hell are we yelling at each other about money? Why are we yelling at each other, right? Like, who's going to get the inheritance or, I don't know, stuff like that. This is all from genetic, like really deeply 3D blocks that's in your DNA. And I actually can help remove these things so you can like reconnect with source and reconnect with actually what it's all about, which is being visible and doing your purposeful work. And that's how you create more fame and fortune naturally anyway. Okay, so the benefits of actually like the three major benefits of actually clearing this would be, of course, you instantly have more energy, because especially if you have like those entities like the hungry ghosts or the viral entities and stuff, like they literally suck up all your energy. So it will go from like, oh my God, like I can't focus and I can't actually do anything and my body feels like it's not cooperating, to actually you start to get energy and you actually start to get better health. You actually start to like feel less obligated that you have to be like doing things. And the obligation actually like of all the stuff that like, you know, happening in your family lines, it's just not, it won't be there. Like you literally won't, your family will stop fighting about money or some stuff like that. Like I'm just talking about like what kind of belief that somebody might have. And the second one is obviously you'll break family karma from actually 7 generations before you, because what's literally happening in every generation is if that, like let's say that sacrifice of your great-great-grandmother that made that ancestral vow, like if you cut that in your records, like everybody else in the past and the present and the future will not have that like vow of sacrifice. They like literally will not have it because it's gone. We actually delete it. And that's what you can do in your Akashic records is actually like the information highway of everything that all exists. So if you actually delete all of that, it's not there, right? Like it's like the program. If it's not there, it's not there. If the page of that information is not there, it's not there. That's actually what happens. And the third reason is obviously you have more access to your soul, and you'll feel like it's so much easier to follow soul alignment. So what I mean by soul alignment is your divine gifts, your unique way that you are made from source, and your expression will feel like you can actually just focus on creating more fame and fortune, and you'll be more in your upper dimensional aspects, which is usually 7 dimensions and up. And you will just be self-expressing, you'll be connected to source, you're just gonna like do your purposeful work. Like 3D stuff is literally in our DNA, so once it's gone, it literally will free you up from all of this obligation, of all this binding, of all of these like vows, this like negative unconscious patterns, these beliefs and stuff that just keeps popping up, like that doesn't make sense. And actually what you need to do is like, once it's gone, like you actually don't have to work too much on your mindset. The only thing you would work on is actually being the VIP version of yourself. So that's actually what I do now. I did all of this clearings on myself. There's actually 4 different levels of Akashic record work that I actually do on my clients, and I actually did it on myself and my family. And so like I don't feel those like weird emotions anymore. That doesn't make any sense, and I just don't. I have unlimited energy unless like I'm drain myself dry. But your health gets better. You have more energy. You're obviously going to focus more on your purposeful work. You're obviously going to get more fame and fortune because it's just like the next level, and that's the VIP version of yourself. So all you do is just you up level everything in your life until everything is just so abundant. You have access to source. Your divine soul blueprints is all in alignment. The third, the fourth, the fifth dimension aspects all like line up, which is really why people cannot create their reality. It's because their fifth, their fourth, and their third is all messed up in terms of their Akashic records. So then what you do is just you focus on doing your work. Isn't that cool? So imagine if you had this cleared, right? Like imagine what would happen if all of that 7 generations and present and the past and the future like totally just felt in alignment. Like what would you be doing right now? Right? Like you would just be doing your work. That's all you would be doing. And you'll be creating more money, more fame, and more fortune just like so easily. Okay, so anyway, that was my whole spiel. I don't know if everybody's still listening. But if you just jumped on in, totally listening to the replay from this half of it, because it's so important to know all of this information before we get into the Q&A. But now's the time that you can ask questions to me, okay? You can ask me anything. Like literally, this is what my Fame and Fortune show is about. It's just educating you, showing you the potential of what you could become, helping you to know what soul alignment is. And you know, like you have access to me here. You can ask me questions. And like really you have a psychic, a business coach, a mindset coach, like all in one. And as long as I know what your soul is about, I can really help you bring in all those 4 pillars, right? So alignment, business alignment, mindset work, and strategy. Because if you don't have any of those 4 pillars, that's why like you like lack the confidence to create things that you want in your life and your business. So I see Shima and Carolyn. I'm not sure who else is on here. Like totally say hi. Like you guys are quiet. If you're still listening, totally ask me, okay? So now think about, okay, so what would happen if you had this cleared? Carolyn says, is the 4 levels part of the personal clearings package? The one that, you know, like I told you about, no, it's just the first level. I have actually several levels that I need to clear you, and I need to do like step by step. So of course, if I'm going to do 4 levels, it's going to be the whole big package, the whole big program. It's usually like a 3-month program that like I help you set up stuff like business strategy and stuff that you need to actually be doing. So you're doing that. And in the background, I'm clearing all the 4 levels. But normally, whenever I work with anybody, it's honestly like an intensive or a program, because I can't separate all 4 of those pillars, right? Like I gotta do it all at once and like help you with all of those aspects. So I don't ever do like one-off readings anymore, because it actually doesn't help you to keep going to the psychic or somebody clear you like one here and there. It's better to have somebody that goes in it 100%, clear all the stuff, and you're done. Like that's what I do. I don't do like one here and there, because the truth is, what I found is like all this stuff that I'm talking about, they're all interconnected. So if I just only do like clear genetic karma, like that's going to be so related to your ancestral vows. It's going to be like related to archetypal blocks and stuff like that. So Carolyn says, got it. Yeah. Yeah. Taking my sip of water. So anybody have any questions? Totally, this is your time. And if you're listening to the replay, listen to this again, because it's like stuff like you know it's there, but when you're conscious of it and you actually clear it, it's gone. So everybody's quiet again. I can talk all night actually about this stuff. But I just wanted to jump on here just so you get used to this kind of concept. Because like nobody tells you honestly about this. And like think of me as like the doctor of clearing your shit. Like that's me. I love clearing the stuff in the background, and I also love helping you in soul alignment. So everything is just about alignment to the way your soul is designed. And once you connect with your soul at that level, then everything else follows, right? How you do the strategy, how you show up in your life and your business, it just will feel like more natural. Because I'm all about like doing the easiest way, you know. Hi, Michelle. We're doing Q&A now, so if you guys just popped on, we're just doing Q&A, so if you have any questions about this stuff, totally. Otherwise, maybe I just could do a whole big spiel about what I just said. But actually, it might be hard without you actually hearing all the details. But cutting to the chase, like the 3 benefits of actually why you want to clear this stuff is once the 3D stuff is cleared, all the 7 soul level blocks I just talked about, because they're all interconnected, once it's cleared, it's just completely gone. You'll feel more energy, you have more vitality and health. You go from like bedridden to like totally having 100% your energy. And don't feel obligated to do any of these things anymore, right? Like these all negative unconscious patterns and stuff going on in your whole family line. Like it's just not there anymore. And then of course the second thing is you'll break the family, break the family karma that will affect 7 generations before, and in your present life and also in the future, all at once. And the third reason is obviously you have more access to your soul, and you'll be more and more soul aligned, and it feel more like you can actually do soul alignment. Because normally, like even though you're like let's say like you've cleared a lot of this stuff already, and probably a lot of you have done it on yourself or other people have done it on you, but the 3D stuff is very deep and it's hard to clear it. The best thing is to clear it in your Akashic records. Once that's cleared, it's deleted. And then your vibrational rate will actually go with your consciousness together. So your body will go to the next level and the next level, and your guides can actually help you to work on like the next consciousness that you need to get to. And ultimately, we want to be at our 10th dimensional soul level, which is where you're just connected to source, you're just self-expressing. You are your divine gifts. You actually embody it. You're living your purpose, and your purpose is actually your life. So Michelle says, I can watch the replay. Oh yeah, totally. I so need this ASAP. Michelle says, okay. Nathan says, what are hidden vows? Oh gosh. Okay, so hidden vows, like remember I told you there's like 6. There's 6 kind of vows, like vows of sacrifice, vows of chastity, vows of silence, vows of suffering. I'm just like going off the top of my head. But like these kind of things are hidden vows. And like they are like choices that you've made before karmically, that's usually related to like maybe joining a religion or some kind of initiation that you've had before. Because a vow can only happen if you actually make a sincere emotional charge behind like why you made this kind of sacrifice or, you know, chastity, right? Or suffering. Like these kind of things are usually associated with that. Like those are hidden vows. So what happens is when you make those kind of vows, it's going to karmically affect you, your whole family in the future, and also in the past, right? So like all of the 6 things are going to like be in the background. And so what you're going to feel is, oh my God, I need to sacrifice myself so much. I need to like live in poverty. I don't deserve a lot of money. Or I need to suffer whenever I do my purpose. Or what were the other things? There's anyway 6, right? Like you're going to feel like they're actually yours. It's actually like vows that you made before, or they're going to be vows from your karmic like I said, your ancestral vows from your family. And those are like the different kinds of vows, the 6 kinds. D just joined. Oh, you just totally missed out. I just totally said the whole spiel in the beginning. But those are kind of like things that are hidden in the background. And once you become aware of them, what you actually need to do is you actually need to do the opposite of them, right? So if you had vows of sacrifice, then you actually have to stop sacrificing yourself, right? If you had vows of poverty, you actually need to have millions. Like you actually have to prove to your brain and your body, like it's safe, it's totally capable of having more fame and fortune, it's totally capable of having it all, like all that kind of stuff. Then those vows, those hidden vows, don't really affect you anymore. But definitely you want to clear it from the core, which is what I do in the Akashic records. Let's see. Anybody have any other questions? That was a really cool question, Nathan. There's actually more to that, but I just told the simple version of it. Yeah, so if you've got this all cleared, you totally will be in soul alignment. Oh, I forgot what I was talking about. Okay, so remember when your 3rd dimensional aspect, which is your physical reality, your 7th dimensional aspect, which is, how you interact with other people, and that interaction is also your creation. But when you're operating from that consciousness, you don't have any ego. It's not ego-based. That's actually how you get more expansion and you actually become more famous, is actually in your 7th dimension aspect. But if your 3rd dimension aspect, which is this karmic stuff that I was talking about, like let's say your vibrational rate is like 5.1, which means you're, in your 5th dimension nature, which is all about creation, like you're in your power, you're doing it. Even though you're in soul alignment, if your 3rd dimensional stuff in the background is still there, what it will feel like is every time when you try to become famous and you try to like create stuff, the gap gets bigger and you feel like more like self-conscious. Like you feel self-conscious about your body. You feel like all this crazy beliefs that's going on in your family karma, right? Of what I just explained to you, like they get louder and bigger. But when I clear the 3D stuff, like actually getting more famous and like everything just feels more in flow, and it's easy. But as soon as you start getting more famous and you make more money, then more of those like 3D stuff gets loud, like literally loud. It actually debilitates you. Like I have like a client that told me that she has like some weight issues and she has like some health issues that doesn't make any sense. And even like probably I think like she has some parallel lives that are like misaligned too. So she actually needs to get clearing on that too. Because it was like a trauma that actually gets her to feel really subconscious about her body. So the more famous she became, the more she felt so uncomfortable in her skin. And especially when she went to live events, like it got bigger and bigger. And so she actually avoids it even more. Like avoids actually going in front of people, like talking on stage and all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't make any sense because like everybody loves her content, they know what she does. So why should she care so much about that, right? It's because her 3D stuff is holding her vibration down. Because we actually want to go from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, right? Where you're just doing your purpose, you're famous, people love your work, like you're just 100% authentically you're connected to source, like those are your like upper level dimension aspects, right? But if the 3D stuff is there, like the 3D dimensional karmic blocks is there, the gap in your body and how you feel about your body gets bigger, like literally louder, and it becomes so dysfunctional that you avoid and you run away a lot. Seriously. Carolyn says getting goosebumps. Oh yeah. Yeah, because your body knows, like it remembers, like it has this stuff and it feels like icky, like you feel heavy, right? Like it doesn't make any sense. Totally doesn't make any sense. Anybody else have questions? Like that was so cool, like for me to explain that. But because this is why I do my clearing work for VIP people, and why that works so well for them, because the more they become more famous, the bigger they feel the gap, right? The more they feel more uncomfortable in their body, the more they feel like their purpose is kind of like running their experience rather than they are running their experience on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I hope I said that right, but that was basically what I meant. Like, it feels like you're doing your purpose, and it actually, you're doing your purpose and you don't have any of this background stuff like blocking you. Totally drink water. Okay, if you guys have a water cup, drink water. I'm reminding you right now. D says, I'll have to listen to the replay. Miss heaps. Yeah, you're gonna love the replay. Water, water, water. Okay. Any other questions? If not, we can end here. Yeah, so if you feel like you have this stuff, totally reach out to me. You know, tell me what's going on, you know, and let's see like if we could work together on this. But obviously for me to really go deep into your Akashic records, it costs a lot more, because energetically, like what I do for you changes your entire trajectory in your life, right? Future, life, past, present. So when you invest in yourself at a bigger level like that, like it's gone, right? Like you don't have a karma anymore. So he says, oh, wow, that sounds cool. Purpose running you. Yeah. So this is what happens, right? When you are doing, like you're doing your work, and it will feel like, oh, it feels so good. Like I'm doing my purpose. But then what happens is you get so run down, and like, especially if you're a driven entrepreneur like me, you end up with like just doing your business, right? And then everything else all falls apart, right? Your marriage falls apart, your kids fall apart, like mommy's not there for me, and all kind of crazy stuff might happen. So what happens is your purpose run you, rather than you are your purpose and you're running it. So I see that all the time in my VIP clients, like they're going in that direction and they just keep going, and they're like running crazy, like hitting all blocks, right? Like they're getting through it, but then everything else is falling apart in the background, which actually is normal. Like I think like things have to fall apart before actually you know that that's not the right way to do it. Right? You're not doing it in soul alignment. You're not doing it in alignment to the way that your soul wants to do it. And then everything falls apart. That's totally what happens, is like you're getting more fame and fortune. You're making more money, right? But everything else is not in alignment. And so that's what happens as you keep doing that. So you actually need to have all of that, like fifth, fourth, and third dimensional aspects all cleared up. So you have more access to doing your purposeful work. And it feels like you're just connected to source, you're just self-expressing, and your actual living third dimensional world looks like what you're doing with your purpose. So that's how you up-level yourself, obviously, is you make everything all in alignment with your divine soul blueprints, and making sure everything is flowing in that direction and you're connected to source. Then you're totally feeling it, you're totally like, that's why I feel so lit up all the time, is because I'm just living in that higher dimension aspect of my 8th and 9th and 10th dimension aspects, which is just self-expressing. I'm getting money for it. I'm getting more famous for it. Like, yeah, it's just the outcome. The ultimate outcome, I gotta tell you, the ultimate outcome of all your purposeful work is fame and fortune. That's why I call this my fame and fortune show, because when you're doing everything in alignment with your soul, with your lifestyle, with lifestyle business, like everything, and doing your purpose, you're getting more visible. The end result has to be more fame and fortune. Being more visible and getting people to get in alignment with their gifts too. That's what it's all about. Getting in alignment to your gifts, and inspiring people to get in alignment with their gifts. Then all you're doing is just creating, and you're connected to source. All right. So if you guys have no other questions, I think like everybody everybody just needs to listen to the replay. So I think that's why you don't have much questions. Some of you already dropped off. So totally PM message me if this interests you. You think you need help with this kind of things, and let me see like how it can help you. Sometimes we just need to start with the first level of clearing, do that first, heal that aspect, and then work on to the level 3 and the level 4 that I do. But I have to kind of do them in progression, and I have to help you along the way, because as a healer, I can heal a lot of things, but you need to process it, integrate it with your entire lifestyle. So I also help you to do that too. All right, so if no one has questions, totally jump on tomorrow. I like to talk around this time, around 5 or 6 my time. If I'm lucky, I'm doing it 4. But the reason is because I have a whole full day of my clients, so it's like whenever I can jump on. At the end of my day, that's when I'm doing it. So I talk about all of these cool things about, what will block you from creating more fame and fortune. That's what my show is about. So I will talk about really cool stuff that you probably never heard about. So be open-minded. And I can totally upgrade you with ease, because that's what it's all about, like creating the best results and the transformation that you need in order to get to that next level. All right, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Totally listen again. And if you didn't subscribe yet, subscribe, push the button here. Or if you ever want to listen to my live streams, go on my personal page, my business page, join my Facebook group. You can actually look it at my business page. It's on the pinned post. Totally reach out to me, whatever you need help with. Sometimes you just need some other person to have the objective perspective for you. And that's what I'm all about. All right? Okay, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. You have an amazing day, night, whatever it is back where you're at. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Aloha!